Recognize the gentleman from Georgia, Mr. Collins, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I ask unanimous consent to enter into the record opening statement.
Without objection, it will be made a part of the record.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I have said many times, as being a member last time on this last Congress and now this Congress, I'm sort of down here toward the end. And after hearing everything, there are many times that you come to points of really wondering, you know, the points of why we're here. And I'm able to talk about a lot of different things. Ms. Smith, I'm not even sure, and I may get to you on the questions, but what I've heard a lot today from you is context. I'm not sure how any of these you could ever put into proper context. I don't care how many ways you want to spin it, what was on those videos and what was said, there's no way you put some of these in context that they're not abhorrent to anyone who would watch those videos. But I think there's a bigger issue here that really, for me, it carries out something, and that's Ms. Oden, Ms. Jensen. I think you made a statement when your opening statement about you talked about, and I've heard this, and I've counseled many who have either had abortions or was thinking about abortions in my life and what I have done as a chaplain, as a pastor, but also as an attorney. And you made a statement, because I've heard this before, if a baby is disabled, we need to terminate the pregnancy. As if someone on the outside can determine a quality of life. And that, frankly, from my position, it was what's mentioned by even a friend of mine. He's a friend. We disagree greatly on this issue. It is many times a mom and a dad who are facing a tough decision, just like we did 23 years ago. When my daughter, we found out she had spina bifida. My wife went back to work, and in a time of much emotional turmoil, a colleague of hers said, in very interesting ways, I'm being helpful. You know, you have choices. You don't have to go through this. We were a young couple back then. She was just starting teaching, and I was working. Yeah, there's life choices made, Ms. Smith. But as you go along and as you look at this, my wife finally figured out what she was trying to tell her. She said, you can go kill your child, and you won't have to worry about it anymore. When my wife understood that, she said, you're talking about my baby, not a fetus, a baby. Today, I think we miss this, and this is what gets lost in this debate about quality of life and other issues of when they're born and how they're not born. But the two of you have lives that are so productive that so you're not a failure. You're a failure of a misguided person who would want to kill you before you could say, you're killing me. But you're not a failure. Cerebral palsy, I love how you said that. It's my blessing. I never thought that I'd have a chance to think that the first steps my daughter would ever take was rolling in a wheelchair. She texted me earlier today, and she was just asking how your day was going. I said, it's a pretty hard day. Didn't tell her what I was doing. She's at a place getting job skills and life training to be independent. And she said, well, Dad, whatever you're going through, I'm praying for you. My child has a life. And there are many in the abortion industry that are willingly telling people that if you have a child that has the most debilitating condition, or even up to spina bifida or other issues, you don't have to go through with this. We forget in this argument today, and I am so over context. I'm so over clinics, and we like our clinic better than the other clinic, Ms. Smith. There are other clinics that are out there that can help women and help in these issues. You know that. You may not like them. That's your choice. But I am so over the fact that we miss a fundamental issue here, and that's life. For me, I commend the hearing. I think it is something because I just don't see a context that can be actually explained away. We'll want to, and if I was you, Ms. Smith, I'd want to as well. But at the end of the day, let's stand up and ask the hard questions. And remember that life, and remember those, as you said, Ms. Jensen, even those who don't really have a voice. If we don't let them have a voice, then they are silent. But for many of us, we'll never be silent because life is precious. And for me, they deserve a birthday. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
The chair thanks